I'm not plugged in. Hello. We are live. No, I'm not plugged into the internet. That's the problem. But it's
We're
fine.
fine.
We're live
good.
and we're streaming to y'all. Hello.
Hello on the vertical. Jake squeezing into the vertical.
Squeezing into the vertical.
Hey, mobile.
Hello, friends watching on the mobile. StreamYard will eventually figure this out, but there's no way for me to adjust my framing. So sorry, you get our shoulders as we talk back and forth, but we'll try to lean in and give you a good view. Hello, everyone. Welcome. If you don't know me, my name is Jake. I am a hypnotherapist, a quantum guide. I do future work, and I'm so excited for the show today because, of course, it's the Pisces new moon.
I'm just like, God, lean in. Hey, everyone. My name's Corbin. I am a natal astrologer. I love using Hellenistic astrology and some of the more ancient and traditional techniques to connect people with the energies inside of their birth charts so they can kind of understand what is my blueprint. But then, you know, I love working with cycles and the transits, and that really helps us to understand each chapter of life that we go through as our soul is growing over time. So I love doing that. And we also, you know, we got some organites to talk about a little bit later today. And So come on in, grab a cup for our evening show.
Welcome, Soul Tribe.
Hello, good to see you.
Hey, Lynn, good to see you. Jody's here too. Hey, Jody.
Hey, Jody. Happy new moon.
Happy
So
new
we're real
moon.
close to the new moon right now. You know, it will be tomorrow evening here stateside, if you're in the States, on Wednesday the 18th. In today's show, we'll definitely talk about all of our favorite Pisces things, which is great. I mean, we're both Pisces suns, so we're ready to dive into things like unconditional love. I was just humming a song called Unconditional as we were waiting to start streaming in here. So we'll have a little dance party as well. That's the Pisces vibe. We'll also talk about messages from beyond. We have a few stories from recently. We manifested a rainbow. We want to tell you guys about that.
Yeah, that was cool.
So that's such great Pisces energy. Stories about dreams and other things going on. So yeah, come on down for our Pisces new moon show.
And of course, like, let us know what's going on for you, or if any of our stories spark something for you. Any of these moments, like, remind you of something going on in your life, put it in the chat, put it in the comments, because we're not the only ones experiencing this astrology. You are as well, in your own unique way. So definitely let us know what's going on for you, what's been happening.
We always try to, you know, focus on the moment of now and reflect in how we see that manifesting already. You know, it's great to use astrology to predict what's going on, but it's even better sometimes to use understanding to what's going on immediately. Like, how can I understand what I'm in right now? And the thing about these moon cycles is, you know, there's always a little bit of a portal. That energy comes in a few days beforehand. We're all very intuitive people here, so I'm sure you're already feeling it a little bit.
Hello, Beth. Good to see you.
Hello.
And what I was going to say too is, like, when we do take the time to, like, think about the now moment and really, like, connect the astrology to what's happening, like, in your life in the moment, it helps you to be better at that prediction, or, like, to see what could come forward for you better. I definitely know that has helped me to, like, understand the cycles more and understand the patterns more. So it's a good practice to get into.
It also really helps you to grow in your spirituality and your belief, because when you see the blueprint coming together, you're really recognizing the patterns. There's nothing else but truth that sits behind that. And it becomes so undeniable. And I mean, that's one of my main reasons why I love astrology. But we have a few things to plug first. So Jake, why don't you share everyone what exciting stuff you got going on this week?
Yes. You can probably see the ticker banner down at the bottom with the details, but coming up in just a few days, Saturday, the 21st, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., I am doing a really cool workshop with the one, the only Anne Jersh, who is, for those of you who don't know, the one who taught me future vision. She is a futurist, a quantum guide in her own right and in her own way. And we are so excited to bring this workshop to you guys, working together to help you to not only connect with your creativity, and has a really cool process for bringing you back to your childhood genius, anchoring in that energy and like bringing it forward so you can tap into that genius once more. And then I will take you into the future to tap into your genius idea, that product, that service, that therapy, that whatever it is for you, that idea that is genius for you, that is going to work out, that is like part of why you're here in this world, what you're meant to bring. And I don't know what that is for you, but you'll have to come Saturday to see what comes up for you. So it's gonna be a really cool workshop, 4 hours, so worth the money. Anne and I were talking. She was like, honestly, I charged less than I did last time I did this. Oops. And I'm like, well, I guess it's meant to be. So take advantage of the price, grab a ticket.
Hasn't changed the price.
She hasn't changed the price either.
Just spreading the love.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, I'll add the link into the chat for you guys so that you can just follow that really easily. Otherwise, it's linked in all of my bios. It's on the website as well. So come to the Creative Genius Workshop. It's going to be real fun and definitely worth it. I've done these processes myself and gotten real juicy good stuff out of it. And the act of like bringing that creative genius back to the present, like anchoring that energy in, it makes such a difference. And being able to tap back into that, it's really cool. I mean, my creativity's unlocked so much.
I don't talk about my corporate life too much, but I do a lot of digital marketing, and inside of, like the corporate world, one of the biggest things that we're talking about right now is authenticity. That's really how, a lot of people are finding connections, understanding, and I think the informed consumer has been able to kind of see through the corporate side of things. And so there really is this lane of authenticity. And if you're thinking about your own business or whatever you're trying to manifest for yourself, so often people kind of get stuck looking outside or trying to do what the algo wants or what the suggestion from, that other person was. And so I think it's really cool to take these tools, these more, I don't know, what would you call hypnosis, more of like an esoteric tool in this kind of way for gathering knowledge, and then using that to inform what you're doing. I mean, why not get the advice or the information from yourself? I think that's really awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And no one knows you better than you.
Yeah. Yes, we do have a couple streams going.
Yeah.
Squeeze in for Hey Mobile again.
How Mobile. Doing? Yeah. StreamYard recently added this thing where you could stream to both. But it is still new enough that they haven't necessarily worked out all the kinks. And so I'm sure enough people are complaining that they will at some point figure out how we can tighten things up for those of us who have two people on a camera.
Two people on one camera, but two Pisces, here we go.
And yes, that is a Pisces mood, Beth, floating in the ether. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the last couple of weeks have been filled with so much kind of Piscean joy, excitement, floating away. I mean, I've forgotten a few meals here and there. That's very me, though. That's very Pisces.
Yeah.
Especially with this retrograde going on too. Mercury can help us to move through our day in a logical kind of a way, from this thing to this thing, this task to the next task. And as Mercury's kind of been turned around in Pisces, forgetting about the food definitely is a common theme for me. Yeah. Let me know what you're forgetting about down in the chat.
Yeah. Meals are easy. I feel like I've lost my routine a little bit, which there are some extenuating circumstances for that, which we will get into. We'll share eventually. But it has been an interesting retrograde, hasn't it? How's the Mercury retrograde going for you guys? Mm-hmm. Honestly, I feel like the beginning was real rocky and it's kind of settled out a little bit, which I appreciate.
Well, the best part about this new moon is it's right at the end of the retrograde, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But, for the technical side of this, just because so many people have been commenting about this particular Mercury retrograde, I just want to remind people that Mercury as a planet really struggles inside of the sign of Pisces. So Mercury being here, just running through its own course, we would have had our own funny little hiccups that we all would have noticed on our own. Communication should be brief and understandable. Pisces honks and makes noises to communicate, or dances through communication, or says, you get the vibe, right? But no one really understands the vibe. And so having the retrograde in a place where Mercury is both, it's its absolute worst position for it. And so that's why this one's just been so comical, without getting into the techniques too much.
Yeah, but we're making it through, and I believe that you are as well. I believe that you are as well.
I mean, the missed live shows, you just see it everywhere. Like,
oh yeah.
But
it also love it. Sometimes comes in with a surprise blessing, right? I mean, we've had our own retrograde story in ways that things move forward, and so it's not all bad. I mean, I feel like Mercury retrograde gets such a bad rap, but like there's a lot of value in reviewing and rethinking and retooling and recalibrating and
reevaluating,
reimagining, reclaiming. There we go. That's a good one.
Yeah. Foreshadowing our story later on.
Yeah.
All right. So unconditional love is our first banner theme for this evening.
Emma, we haven't seen you in live for a while. So good to see you.
It's in the evening. So happy new moon, Emma.
Happy new moon.
Unconditional love. I'm still singing this song. We're not going to play it because of copyright.
Oh, I'll play it a little bit.
Oh, you are?
I'll play a little bit of it. Yeah. I think it's okay.
Like 5 seconds.
It will flag us, but I think it will. I don't think if we play a short amount, like, because we're just using it as commentary. We're commenting on it.
Or we'll be spiritual DJs one day.
Oh my God.
These two Pisces.
Okay. Should play.
Unconditional.
I'm just bopping to this over and over. That's all it is, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's house music. We love our house music. It is definitely a bop, and one that was it Luna that played it? I think one of our favorite DJs played it. I can bring you the wheel. Yeah.
Okay. So we're talking about unconditional love right now. To go back to some of the traditional techniques that kind of ground in the astrology that I do, we always want to be thinking about the ruler of the lunation to get a really good understanding of what's going on in this moment in time. And so Pisces, the traditional ruler is Jupiter. And so seeing Jupiter over here at 15 Cancer, oh boy, this is like kind of where the juice comes in here. Jupiter has been retrograde all the way since like last November. We went through the entire holiday seasons with Jupiter retrograde inside of the sign of Cancer, which was really interesting because it brought up a lot of topics around healing, around reviewing our beliefs, around the connections that we have with our mothers or with our ancestors, the connection that we had with people growing up inside of our childhood. It's brought up ways that we've needed to create a more hospitable home for ourselves. Cancer is really a sign about how do you care and nurture for. And as Jupiter has gone retrograde, we've been examining all of these themes. Well, right just a few days ago, I mean, it was about a week before this new moon, Jupiter stationed direct. So for a 3-month period, we're in the portal, y'all. It might be a handful of days off, but this is still an eye-turning moment. Jupiter stationed at 15 Cancer. It's still at 15 Cancer at this time. And so there's been so much that we have been learning about this, about unconditional love for ourselves, about unconditional love for others. And I recently heard someone reflecting on this, whether they knew it or not, by talking about how they were just sick of waiting for that next thing. So often we think about this next experience, this next meditation, this next book, this next hypnosis session, no offense to you, this next astrology reading, that's going to be the thing that's going to get me there. And the real truth is we are already there. And that no matter what time it is, now is the time to be practicing that self-love and to leaning in and loving yourself no matter what, no matter the ups or the downs. And the ups and downs are really exemplified here in the sign of Pisces, because where the new moon is, it's a mutable sign. It deals with, if we were talking tarot, it's like the wheel of fortune that turns. That's that mutable energy where some things or some days things are great, and then just you fall off the wagon. But that's kind of the energy of all of the mutable signs: Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces. They all have good periods and bad periods. And that's just how their energy is expressed. And so one of the biggest things to be thinking about right now is maybe I have a few days where I'm in a lull. Maybe I have a few days where, things are a little bit darker or a little bit dicier or not moving smoothly for me. It's really about digging into that unconditional love that we should be carrying and anchoring in from our higher selves, and making sure that that's really what is filling our cup at the end of the day. We always talk about putting on our life vest or mask before somebody else. And I just think that's so important to be practicing this for self, so that you can also then extend that unconditional love to somebody else. Listen, we're inside of eclipse season here. I've been seeing the relationship things that have been going on, whether it's, with a romantic partner or a sibling or a friend. People have been coming together and separating. And especially if you're finding yourself in a period of separation, that idea of holding this love for that other person, no matter what, is so important. Jake has shared with me that, like, well, you could just ask your higher self to, go connect with theirs. And like, what a beautiful way to work on remedying a situation. But really now, at this new moon, with Jupiter having just stationed, there's such a message about finding this unconditional love, again, for yourself and for others, and carrying that forward as a tenant of of the fire horse season, of your new beginning that's happening right now, inside of 2026, as we have so much new cardinal energy kind of moving in. This new moon is a perfect time to make sure that you have kind of filled your cup in that sort of a way. The Aries initiation, the new beginnings, it's been hard. People have been getting burned. That sometimes people are moving so quickly, they don't realize what they're bumping into. There's a lot of that going on right now. And again, that person didn't intend to hurt me. They were just moving quickly towards whatever they were most excited about, and holding that love and space for others. We'll talk more about getting burned by the fire. But Jake, I think you had a story about unconditional love.
Oh my God, yeah. Well, I mean, you guys, I feel like many of you know, if you've been watching my shows, if you keep up on my stuff, I've been talking about my journey, especially recently, with self-love, with self-worth, with seeing the value in me, not depending on the external validation or needing people to say certain things or to show up in a certain way, like me being enough for me and standing in my own, my own self. And so I've been working through this in a lot of different ways. I've had a QHHT session. I've pulled cards. I've meditated. I've done rituals. And don't get me wrong, there's more that I could do. I don't need to sugarcoat it. There's definitely been some moments where I've allowed myself to just fall back into the energy. But at the same time, I've been doing a lot. And yesterday was a Monday, and Mondays historically are tough for me because of the responsibility of Mondays, the needing to get into a productive mode, whereas the weekend, you're allowed to not be as productive, even though oftentimes these days we are more productive on the weekends than the weekdays. And so it's where is this coming from? Oh yeah, that's right. It's old programming. It is my ego. And a lot of it's wrapped up in fear and needing to break through that. And so all in all, yesterday was a moment of these old patterns popping up. And at one point I wrote this in here because Corbin was trying to talk to me about this show and I was not really having it. I wasn't really having anything. I was in my own head. I was stuck in the emotion. I couldn't break out of that cycle. And he like started talking about this, and I just start crying and crying, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, because this is all wrapped up in self-love and lack of, and not having that self-worth, not remembering it, not reminding myself, not doing the things that I need to do to show myself that. And so it was really a moment of that, of like realizing that. But then once I realized it, it was the strangest thing. And this tells me that movement is happening, y'all. Because at times I'm like, oh my God, I'm not moving anywhere. I'm just wallowing in my shadow. Oh God. But I had these moments where like the emotions were coming out, the words were coming out, I was reacting. And yet inside it was like I didn't have the level of emotion. It was like this disconnect between like my internal and like what was being expressed, what was coming out. And these, and for me, I mean, I'm kind of a stubborn person sometimes, and like admitting you know, that I'm overreacting, or admitting that I'm falling into the old program, is not easy for me to do, because that would mean admitting that I'm like wrong or something, which never happens. And so yeah, it was a very interesting moment, and all of this talk about self-love definitely sparked that realization, or that seeing in me. And I'd be curious if anyone else has had similar experiences, or had these moments of that old programming coming up.
Yeah, I love the phrase that you wrote down here. Tears and old programs giving a last dying breath. Yeah. There you go.
Yep.
You know, Pisces is still the purge, right? I mean, by all means, you know, even though it's a new moon, strong Pisces energy is always a good moment to clear something out and to cry it out.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have this on here, but we could have talked about, you know, the power of tears.
Right. Oh my God, I was just talking about that today. Because I had a meditation IRL, and I love these because in some ways I get to have more interaction with people than in the virtual space. But I had this one woman, and she goes, you know, every time you start talking, I just start to tear up. And it's just like, what is that? Why is that happening? And as a Pisces, I'm just like, oh, thank God, you're doing it right. Good job. You know, but I have to find this way to like explain it in a way that makes sense to her. And so I was talking about, you know, how tears can be this physical washing out, or this physical release, right? But it's also an emotional, it's an energetic. And so even if you're not crying, the tears are a sign of that transmutation. It's a sign of your body releasing something, letting something go. I mean, I've read a little bit about like the experiments they've done, and like the testing they've done of tears, and the different kinds of tears, and like, you know, like onion tears versus like actual crying tears, or like happy tears versus, you know, sad tears. And there's like different chemical compositions, like they're different things. It's really fascinating. But yeah, tears are definitely a thing. And especially during Pisces season, like let yourself cry. Yeah. Do it. Let the tears flow.
There's been a lot of crying. And
oh my God,
I mean,
so much.
Honestly, on that topic, as a Pisces sun and Cancer moon who loves to cry, a good healthy cry once a week, I feel like I can feel a difference in types of tears as they come out, whether they're happy or sad. Yeah, we're going to talk about donuts and coffee because
oh my God, yeah. Absolutely.
I saw those comments too.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, yo.
Y'all can come over to our new place. We'll get into that in a moment.
With the donuts, the mini donuts.
The donuts, bring the donuts. Honestly.
We said.
I love that. That makes sense. I can have mad tears. You don't want me, don't want to be around me when that happens. Yeah, I can imagine, Lynn. I can imagine you might be a little fiery.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of a little bit fiery, galloping on fire, you know, it's a little bit of a nod to Fire Horse, but it's more, you know, y'all, we're in the eclipse portal. You know, we just had the last lunar cycle, right? And things are moving really fast here. Things are going incredibly quickly. But I really love this analogy right now, because the other like big ruler of Pisces from the techniques that I practice would be Venus. You know, she is she's not the domicile ruler, she's the exaltation ruler. This Venus in Pisces helps us, well, Jupiter in Pisces helps us connect with like that universal love, that Christ consciousness. We've talked about that a lot. But the Venus in Pisces, that's that artistic side, that's that dreamer, right? That's that poet, and you know, the much more highbrow Pisces. That also could be the glutton, you know.
Sure.
I mean, that's Jupiter too, though. But anyways, Venus and Pisces, or Venus is in Aries right now. Can you pull up the chart again? And she is at 15 Aries right now over here, and making a direct degree-based square. And so there's like really a conversation right now about what's going on in Pisces as it's showing up in other parts of our world. And so I just think that that's so fascinating. The two rulers are in a square together. And so you can take that down. Oh, that's great. There's this idea of this cardinal square of starting new things, of initiating new beginnings. And, you know, our passions, our desires are really leading us into a position where we are just running full steam towards that thing, whether we know what it is or not. And again, this is all spurred up by eclipse season. We know the veil is thin. We know the portals are open. And it's been incredible to hear some of the stories about how fast things are moving. Now, again, sometimes we have, Jake used this term, we have our horse blinders on, right? We don't really know where we're like galloping to. And again, so then we can crash into each other and bonk each other or stab each other because it's, you know, Mars, Aries.
Mars does
and
that.
The idea back to, that's why we needed that unconditional love that we talked about. But boy, oh boy, are things going quick. So I heard from a Scorpio rising, shout out any Scorpio rising out there.
We love you.
You know, the the excitement is really happening in a few places in your chart right now. But I've heard from a couple of these about that, you know, about a month ago when Saturn and Neptune came together in Aries, because that's their 6th house. And a lot of these Scorpio risings were like, oh my God, work. Oh my God, work. Really popped up. I had a couple clients around this. And I remember talking through this with a few of them, being like, all right, this is the cycle. This is what's going on. This is how it showed up. Did something happen last summer? Oh yeah, something happened similar last summer. Awesome. How did that go? What did you do about that? Where are you moving forward now? And to hear back from this client who had this work thing come up where she no longer felt like her employer was aligned with where she wanted to be, essentially. Things were going on, and it just didn't seem like that permanent structure that she wanted to be in anymore. Saturn being the structures of our lives, right? 6th house representing work, daily tasks and routines, especially if you really love to work too, you know. Nonetheless, in less than 2 weeks, this person got a new job. And I was blown away because I think she had worked at that place for like a decade, and, you know, pulled together the documents to, you know, resumes, interviewed, hired in 2 weeks. And so it's this idea that, you know, if you are working with the universe, we talk about this a lot. The magic is you working with the universe. If you have an awareness of what's going on and where you're going, and you do line that up, boy, oh boy, we are in a portal time right now where things are moving so incredibly fast.
Oh yeah, they are.
Okay, now we can go. Now you
Yeah,
can share.
yeah, because not only is it happening for other people, it's happening for us.
That's
Guys.
2 Pisces suns.
2 Pisces suns, of course. The sun's shining on us.
6 days.
6 days. So we within, I mean, this moon window, basically.
Yeah.
We put our house up. We sold our house, we found our dream home, and we bought our dream home.
In 6 days.
In 6 days, we did all of that. Woohoo! It's wild. I mean, it happened so fast. And like, some of you have been around since the beginning, since this was but a glimmer in a chat on some other channel, you know? Like, we've been talking about this move and finding this home and this place for years. And the amount of times that we false started, the amount of times that we've been like, okay, yeah, now's time. Let's go. And then it's like the universe, like, you know, pulls on your leash and just yanks you back because.
Well, and one of those big moments was last summer. We
Yeah.
almost did this, you know, last summer when there
Mhm.
was that preview of Saturn and Aries for the first
Yeah,
time.
I mean, that
of
was the
Neptune and
closest that
Aries for
we,
the first time.
closest that we thought we were, you know.
And so again, you know, we love doing cycle work over here, but like a lot of what you started last summer and fall is primed to come through if it's
Yeah.
right for you.
Yeah.
And maybe you have to do a little bit of adjusting inside of this Mercury retrograde. Maybe you've realized, you know, Mercury can reflect our like local environments at times. Maybe you realize that you need to shift that
Mhm.
strategy. Maybe you had to go about it in a different way. Jake and
Yeah.
I changed our strategy and we chose to stay here in this state rather than move to a different state. But
well, and even within the last week, we slightly pivoted our plan.
Yes.
And because we had like kind of an epiphany moment, a realization like, oh, of course we need to go this direction instead of that direction. And it wasn't quite as big of a shift. I mean, that realization, that decision to not leave the state was definitely like, I think, more challenging and a little bit more like of a grieving process
Wow.
because of the things that it meant and the layers to it. But still, you know, within this Mercury retrograde, we had a little bit of a pivot, a little bit of a review, right?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Jody, it is exciting.
Thank you.
It is.
Thank you. It hasn't fully sunk in.
Oh, it's still a little
because-
surreal. I mean, I'm
because it's
I'm
only
literally
been a
I'm
few
there.
hours.
I'm
but-
there on the property. I can see it. I'm so excited, y'all. I'm so excited on so many levels. Like,
yeah, it's gonna be cool. We're gonna have a like dedicated studio for streaming at the new place. We have space to grow. I mean, go back to Jupiter and Cancer right now.
Yeah.
You know, space to grow.
Yeah.
It's important to be thinking about having room to grow moving forward. We're all starting something new. We require new shells to live in. You know, we have to shed that old one. We've been shedding the old one. We're saying goodbye to this home and picking up on something new. And
no more posters behind us. Our walls are bare.
yeah. But again, the rulers of this moon are really asking us to continue to step into that newness. Whatever we started last summer, last fall, it's coming in a bigger way. We just talked about that kind of move thing for ourselves. And Venus wants you to keep leaning into those passions, that excitement, whatever's kind of pulling you towards that. And again, horse blinders, you probably don't fully understand what it is or how it's going to like manifest or work out. Jupiter is asking you to have faith, to have trust, to have belief, to also to like self-soothe, to nurture, to take care of yourself, because we are still in well, you know, when you do new things, you make mistakes, you fall down and skin your knee, and that's still going on, or you don't realize and you crash into someone else. We've kind of talked about that. So holding back onto all those tenets of unconditional.
I'm asking where Pisces is, or where Jupiter is in relation to Pisces.
Well, it's trining. It's trining. You know, the moon hits that degree-based trine just a few hours before we actually had that new moon exact. So, I mean, here's another beautiful way of, you know, there's that message of conversation that this moon actually brings in that energy already, because it just spoke with Jupiter about self-care, about nurturing, tending to your emotions, and then making sure that you're able to extend that to others as long as you've put on your life vest first. So yeah, I mean, it's really potent, the trine between the two water signs right now. If you're going through what was the phrase? The dying grasps of the programming.
Oh yeah, your old programming or beliefs.
Yeah.
Keep giving a last dying gasp.
Keep rinsing your water, keep purifying that, because all that self-work that you do right now allows you to shine brighter, to burn brighter, to, you know, kind of move with the best energy forward into this new day, which has already started in a very big way. Yeah.
Keep galloping, y'all.
Keep galloping, y'all. All right. So rainbows.
Rainbows.
Yeah, rainbows. The Sabian symbol for this new moon, y'all know that I'm really fond of the Sabian symbols. We're at 28 Pisces, so it's the penultimate degree of the entire zodiac. Of course, we get something like real flowery, like rainbows. Oh, sure, you're gonna just pull that on up.
Well, yeah, I pulled up the. Wait, I need to remove that one.
Yeah, the Sabian symbol. So, well, can I read from here? Because this is going to take all the words out of my mouth.
Just, can I zoom in on that?
I'm not really sure. On the picture there. Yeah, look at that. We could have just pulled up that, was it that Pink Floyd album artwork, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
But the idea here is a prism that is reflecting light into a rainbow. And this connects with the concept of like being able to kind of see things through the eyes of God, or the ability to see divinity in anything that's going on. And I kind of like rambled about that a little bit earlier about how I view cycle work in general, and seeing the different patterns that show up through astrology, through transits, and how that really helps us to see the divinity in all pieces and aspects of life. There's something about this new moon right now that is asking us to look at things through a higher perspective, through the lens of a rainbow. And I just think that I just love this. I love this, whether it be the idea of stepping into your like rainbow light body as like a goal to kind of sit underneath Fire Horse, or to just be like your most unique and authentic self and love that version. But again, back to like the Jupiter and how we're healing relationships and other things going on. I mean, and to your story about self-love, see the rainbow in you. There's just so much that we're being asked to make rainbows, to see rainbows. It's very magical and special to a lot of people. A few weeks ago, to get into a little bit of a story here, what was it, the 7th and the 8th? Just so like 10 days ago, Jake and I, we worked an expo here in town for the spiritual community. You can probably pull that down.
But I pulled up the rainbow.
Oh, the rainbow. Well, this is the rainbow that we manifested. Let's play the clip and.
Oh, well, then I need to share it a different way.
Oh, then we're just showing the rainbow. No, we're just showing the rainbow.
I paused it on Kelly.
Awesome.
I love Kelly.
This is Kelly. She's one of the event coordinators who put on the expo that we were at.
Shout out to the Edge magazine.
Yes, shout out to the Edge magazine. And this was a little short that she took as the event was winding down on the second day. And that rainbow, by golly, was directly above the hotel that had the conference, that had the expo that we had been at for the last 2 days. It was such a high vibe event.
It was so cool.
And believe it or not, one of the big themes of the event was healing and authenticity. We're here in Minneapolis, and a lot of the spiritual community is really helping to hold ground for things that happened earlier in the year here, helping people step out of victim mode. What a great theme for this Pisces new moon, and reclaiming their power. And we did that through just a beautiful time of gathering and sharing spiritual knowledge. The room was always full of drumming and chimes. Oh my God. Bells.
It was the best vibes.
There was energy healing happening literally everywhere. And we fucking culminated a rainbow. Yeah. Like, it's just.
Well, and it was really, really cool because we're at home after the expo, right? And we're just like on high vibes. We're feeling great. We see this video. I think we watched it twice, and like both of us were crying as well. And it was just so beautiful. And I look up from my phone and I see the record that we had set out a week ago. I mean, like a record had been up for a week. And guess what's on the record cover?
A rainbow.
A rainbow, of course.
I also have a rainbow on my t-shirt.
Yes, I was getting there. I was getting there. I'm telling the story. And so then I look to Corbin to say, oh my God, look at the rainbow there. And I see Corbin's shirt, and he's got a rainbow on his shirt. It was just like so beautiful. And of course I texted Kelly and was like, Kelly, guess what? The rainbows were here for us too. And it was really fun. It was really fun. Oh my God, truly. Laura Lee, hello, welcome.
Hey, shout out Laura Lee.
Shout out Laura Lee. Laura Lee was at the expo as well. We met her that weekend. And stay tuned.
One of the beautiful souls that we connected with, for sure.
Stay tuned. You'll get to meet Laura Lee next week. I'm so excited. Laura Lee's going to come on the channel. But yeah, it was. I mean, truly, when and your drumming, yes, absolutely, Laura Lee. Like when you started drumming, it was funny because I see out of the corner of my eye Corbin like drumming with his fork. I think we were eating quinoa salad at that point, and he's just drumming with his fork, and I'm just like bopping along, and oh my gosh, the vibes were wonderful. There was a woman behind us who had both a rain stick, which
beautiful.
Of course, I'm a Pisces. I love the rain stick. But then also this like really fun kind of like dangly chimes that were made out of shells. It made just such a soft, nice, like tinkly, not tinkly sound, you know? It's hard to describe sounds, but it was really cool. Let me know if Lynn, maybe you know what the instrument was. It was like these little, they looked kind of like, they looked like shells or like nut husks. They were like husks or something like that. I don't know what it was made out of, but it was really cool. And all of the sound healing on top of all of just the energetics and the people with such high vibes. It was such a cool experience. And to have that rainbow culminate at the end, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And so, did y'all see a rainbow? Let us know.
Back to the Sabian symbol and this idea of looking for the rainbows, or looking through a lens of rainbows, shall we say. But it is, again, about recognizing the divinity, the patterns, the beauty in all aspects. Again, astrology really does this for me. Maybe there's some other like artistic form of Pisces that does that for you. Maybe you feel that when you're dancing or doing art or whatever, but it's a beautiful portal right now to be kind of connecting in with that. And again, I just want to toot the horn of the power that community has coming together at this time. I know we haven't really talked about Aquarius or any of these other things, but the power of the people coming together, you really can work magic together.
Well, and I just love it because the meditation that I did today for the folks at the Y was all about connecting with your authenticity, connecting with your higher self, and tuning in, retuning to that. And so I think that acknowledging the divinity within you and yourself is where it starts. And then you start to see it in other people as well. And I think so much of religion, so many of like the more mainstream presentations of spirituality separate us from God. There's this separation, this like otherness, and that's so disempowering. It's so disconnected. And living in this world, I don't see that. I don't see it. I don't feel it. I feel the connection. I feel the oneness with the divine. And so yeah,
that's a big Pisces mood, right?
It is. It is. Yeah, rain sticks. Oh, Lynn, come on over. Bring your sound healing tools, please.
We'd love that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so if you didn't visit us IRL at the event, well, we have something really exciting for you.
We're doing a live sale, y'all.
Live sale.
I
don't know. We're just both really excited to talk about this. We're doing a live sale on Friday at 4 p.m. Before we put any of these things on the website for sale, so y'all have not had an opportunity to purchase any of these yet. But Friday is the day. We got a table set up already. We're gonna try to do this. It will be hilarious, I imagine. I have no
Is
idea what to expect.
Does Mercury go direct before we do it?
It does. It does.
Hey, cool.
So,
That's a good sign. That's a good sign.
Mercury
Maybe?
will be moving very, very, very slow.
Oh, y'all will be good. You will be patient with us.
We have a ton
trust.
of new things that we've made. A lot of these have been ideas or suggestions that have actually come from this community.
Yeah, we love y'all.
Like these charging plates that are being shown right now. Shout out Jody for the idea.
Yeah, we love you, Jody.
The water charging coasters are formally in stock. I know a few of you have ordered them early through us by sliding into our DMs, but we'll have those available for sale. I do have just a few pogs left right now. Those went really fast. People really love those. I think I have 4. So
it was my favorite. People picking them up and me like, oh, I can feel it. I need to have one.
Yeah.
It was great. It was great.
I mean, it's always beautiful to get confirmation from people right away. And then I think the biggest cool thing that we want to share, and Jake showed it on the video, but I did bring up the Pisces. Oh, we got so much glare going on right now. But we have our Pisces Organite Pyramid. We actually did the entire zodiac. So we have 1 or 2 pyramids for each sign. Doesn't matter what your sun, moon, rising is. I'm sure you'll resonate with one of your big 3. And we will have those available this Friday. I'm I'm just so excited about doing that.
And Lynn, the plan is to stream it on Facebook and YouTube. And so StreamYard does combine the comments. And so we will be doing it by first come, first serve in the chat based on my chat and where it shows up in StreamYard. So it doesn't matter where yours is, it's my chat and where I see it. So yeah, we'll be doing it on both, doing our best to keep things organized and on track, and I'm sure we might have a few mistakes, and that will be fine. We'll roll with it. We will make good. You know, if you claim something and we mess up or something, don't worry, we'll make it right. We'll get you your resin craft. Yeah,
we're gonna do our best here. So that'll be fun. Come check us out on Friday for that one.
Sirius, what are you doing out there?
There is some cat calamity.
Having a good time out there.
Back into the feels. It's a Pisces new moon. If we weren't talking about the feelings, what the heck were we talking about?
Feelings.
Well, cool. Earlier we talked about unconditional love, right? It's great to have it inside. It's maybe even more important at this point in time to be sharing that with others and communicating that with others. Can I have the wheel for a hot second?
You can.
If we go to the chart, one of the most eye-catching things that's going on, and really, thank goodness, you know, Mercury is stationing direct over here at 8 degrees. We're just 1 day off. I can animate my chart just 1 day forward, and we see that RX turns S. And so that's Mercury stationing just 1 day after the new moon. And it's doing so on top of the North Node, which is really awesome, beautiful. You know, the North Node at times can help us understand some of those karmic lessons that we're learning, that our soul is going through, especially for ourselves, but also in this much larger kind of collective setting as well. And back to this idea of, you know, expressing our emotions, it's really going to line you up right now to have those best relationships and those best situations moving forward. It's really important to have that conversation, to say it, to let it out. And I think the best thing to be saying right now is, I love you.
Quick interjection, because before we move on too much from the live sale, I wanted to remind folks that if you want to purchase something from the live sale, we'll do our best to work with you. Like, if you don't do this, but please do this, go to our site up here in the upper right corner. Oh my gosh, why is it flowing like that? That's kind of scary. If you click on live sale, there's a contact form here to fill out. So this will have your name, your email, your shipping address. You must give this to us or we cannot send you things.
There might be a lot of portals open, but I don't have a portal to your home.
Exactly. Not yet. So yeah, please go and do that. You can pre-register now. You can do that the day of. You can do that while the sale is happening. Just go to that link, go to our site, plug your info into the live sale. so that you are ready to like claim your things.
Mhm.
We'll go through all of that like when we are at the live sale and make sure you all know what's going on. But yeah,
Yeah.
just remembered that and
Thank
wanted
you.
to say
Thank
that.
you.
Yes,
That's great.
absolutely.
So this idea of communicating our love, our
Mhm.
affection, our good feelings and gratitude towards others is so important right now at this time. However, I do understand that this can be challenging and that at times it requires a lot of vulnerability to express these things, especially if they are not traditionally spoken of. I come from a very stoic, I think is like how we talk about it in Minnesota. I come from a very stoic family. Basically, we don't say I love you. We don't talk about our emotions. Minnesota nice would be keeping it to yourself and not like imposing that on somebody else. But I think it's a beautiful time right now to go back to that first theme of unconditional love. Practice that, be able to step into this place of vulnerability and to be able to express it and share it with someone else. This is that akin to being like the light showing the way, because when you're able to start doing that, it opens the door for other people to meet you halfway or to say it as well. And I've been on my own I love you journey with both of my parents. It's been really interesting to be in periods of saying it and not hearing it back, and saying it and maybe hearing it as someone's hanging up the phone, and then getting to a point where we are just comfortable to tell each other that we love each other. And that is, again, that's a part of this big Jupiter retrograde stationing and what's going on with the Pisces new moon here. But I really, if you've been doing your shadow work, if you've been, purifying your water, as we talked about earlier, take it outside of you and spread that around, spread that light, because it gives other people permission to shine as well. And I think that's what's the most beautiful part about it. That's like true light worker to me.
Yeah, I love that for you, Lynn. And I also came from a family that was very big on I love you. And not to toot my own horn, but I think I also helped to push the I love you train for sure, because it does. I mean, if you're used to it, if it's normal to express, then you kind of like don't get it when other people don't. And it's like, wait, but you don't love me? And they're like, no, I do. It's just uncomfortable. And so that like leading by example, bringing your light into this situation, definitely important. And
well, and with this new moon trining Uranus in Taurus, the power, the electricity, the charge behind those words, behind those emotions that are communicated. Taurus is a sign about our physical reality and about our relationships too, really has the power to change those at this time. Uranus will be in Taurus for not too much longer, and then it won't come back most likely in our lifetimes. And so, I mean, really long, whoever knows. But there's so much power right now in having that emotional vulnerability to step out, to share how you're feeling, to share what's going on inside. It can really transform what's happening in your relationships. And so, practice that vulnerability and be that beacon of light, spreading the message. I think it's so important at this time. The other thing that I would say too is there's definitely a lot of thinking about the Uranus, the sextile to Uranus. There's a lot of messages in the stars or messages from above. If we're taking the time to tune in and connect in, there's divine wisdom and guidance that's being provided at this time. We are still very, very early in this new phase. These downloads, this information can really help to align you with how you want to go. Again, last summer, big preview moment. We all started something new, something different, a new idea, a new path. Now it's coming in bigger and bigger. Maybe you're having your first challenge inside of that. Again, messages from above. I mean, your higher self can step in and help you with this. Your guides can step in and help you with this. God can step in and help you with this. Whoever you're comfortable working with, there is such a potent period while it's still early in this year. I know we've been moving very, very fast here. But again, Pisces is actually the end of the astrological year, and we actually start that new year in just a few days after this. So take that time to tune in. Things are going to intensify in like frequency and rate and how quickly things are going. That's just going to continue to kind of ramp up. This is a good internal period here where you can, I just keep going back to like purifying the waters and getting your like emotional compass set in the right direction. Again, Aries is moving toward the thing without understanding where it's going. And so let your emotions guide you in the right kind of a way. Let spirit guide you, and it can really transform everything that's going on around you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't have a story for that one. Sorry. I figure you have a higher self story.
No, I'm just sitting back here kind of chuckling because I don't even need to change the banners. I'll just sit back and you change the banners while you talk about the astrology.
I'm so excited today.
I could tell. Hard to get a word in. But no, I was honestly, when you were talking about like messages from beyond or support from beyond, from the other side.
Were you singing that song? Because I was singing that song.
No, I was still stuck
stars.
on unconditional. That's what I was bopping to. Shh, let me talk. No, what I was thinking about was the fairies, because Sylvia, bless you, Sylvia. If you're watching this on replay, I love you. It's the middle of the night there. But Sylvia was watching my session stories video and pointed out a fairy sighting and then an orb sighting, and they were both within the first like 10 minutes or so. So if you haven't seen those, go back and watch the first 10 minutes of the session stories that I most recently did, talking about my own QHHT session, which of course the fairies and the elementals and the orbs are going to come through, because I was energized, I was jazzed. But the fairies have been coming around lately. I've been seeing them a lot. And for me personally, I feel like it's because we're like really close to being closer to the land. It's like the fairies are excited as well to like connect. And so I don't know, let me know if you guys have had extra fairy sightings, or if you've seen orbs, or if you felt your ancestors or like your guides closer than normal. I feel like that's been my experience. On the flip side, I feel like my higher self has been not quiet, but like I've struggled to listen well. So it's interesting. I feel like assistance ebbs and flows, and sometimes it comes from this direction, sometimes from that direction. And the higher self always reminds me like there's not as much of a difference on the other side, when you're looking at energy and support from beyond. We like our labels more than they need us to like call on them with a specific label, if that makes sense. Yes, Lynn saw the fairies. I had one buzz me the other day while working outside.
There we go.
Enjoy your dinner, Beth. Love ya. Emma saying, I would love to see the fairies back. They've been quiet here. I wonder why that is. Maybe they just move about. Who knows? All right. I think that was a good show. Yeah. I think that my mind has definitely been on the big news of today. Yeah. I mean, we literally heard like 2 hours before the live here. And so I feel like we haven't even really properly processed. Yeah. We're going to celebrate a little bit tonight. It's going to be great. But yeah, hope you guys got something out of this. Definitely let us know in the comments how the moon's showing up for you, how the energies are showing up for you.
And just a big reminder that we continue to advocate to like put your phones down and put your screens down. Like what a theme for this Pisces new moon, changing our relationships with our screens. All screens are very Pisces. So yeah, make sure you put your phone down and connect with nature, ground it down. I mean, we've gotten pulled away by the excitement of Pisces so much here. So who was eating a good meal? Beth was eating a good meal. Everyone
eat some food.
Yep. Remember, eat your meals. Remember, ground it down. The emotions are carrying you away. calm it down.
I'm seeing that scene from Peter Pan again where they're carrying Wendy on the bed. I don't know why that scene keeps popping into my head, but something about kidnapping in the night. Anyway, reminder, ticker down at the bottom, Creative Genius Workshop coming up this weekend. Don't miss this opportunity. It probably will never be at this price again. It's a real good deal, and it's going to be such a fun time. Like when I say that this transformed the ways that I work, like my creativity jumped to a new level when I went through this. And so do it. Come join us. It's going to be great. Well worth it. Anne and I are a hoot. We're fun to be around and hang out with. So it's going to be great.
And then we'll see you again next time for
before that, we'll see you Friday for the live sale. Don't forget about the live sale Friday. Organites. It's happening. New debuted products.
And then we'll see you again for our next Lunar Reflections for the Libra full moon. Oh my gosh.
Another one for me.
A lot more of talking about how your fire horse is burning other people. So just watch those personal relationships, everyone, and watch how they're showing up. Yeah.
All right. Good to see you all. Sending you all love, and we'll see you soon. Bye.